Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and only ladies and gentlemen it is and shall always be.
All right, you guys, I'm going to try to remake this video again, taking out all my funny or slick comments. This is about a transgender girl that used the bathroom in California in one of the schools, and this person was allegedly showing himself to other females in the bathroom, and he still has all his male parts. Now, the students got upset, so he's been in several fights. If you want to actually see the fights, you could follow me on my Rumble account, but this video does not include that. This video is basically talking about how one student spoke up and she let it be known how she felt. So we're going to take a look at that video. Hopefully, YouTube won't say, oh, I'm quoting hate speech. Okay, so this is what I wanted to really convey to you guys. So first, we're going to look at the actual incident, the news report, and then we're going to actually look at the young lady who actually spoke out during the school board meeting.
5:30. Not on the agenda, though, is the reason why there's an overflow crowd here. Parents from Martin Luther King High School want to know more about these fights that were started allegedly by a transgender student. There have been multiple fights. Take a look. Two students arguing at Martin Luther King High School. It's unclear who started the fight, but the tall student is said to be trans. There's pushing and shoving, and eventually another student jumps in and fists fly. Parents and students say the tall student identifies as trans, and that gave the student access to the locker room and bathrooms designated for females.
Yeah, she is homeschooled.
This parent didn't want to be identified, but says she's pulled her daughter out of school for her safety.
The fights that are unacceptable, the things that she does encounter, other students have encountered, walking in the bathrooms, PE, just the acceptance is fine.
Fine, she says, but claims the school is doing too much to accommodate a couple of trans students. She's complained, but got no satisfaction.
Everything was on the hush-hush.
Oh, they didn't want to talk to you?
They didn't want to talk to us about it.
Students say fights are an every week occurrence, but the last two fights involved this one trans student, adding fuel to the fire, rumors of the trans student's behavior.
And then he's also in the girls' locker room using girls' restrooms. He spit on my friends that are girls, females, and he shows his genitals in the locker room.
This is another mother who wanted to stay anonymous. She has a female sophomore student and believes the trans student presents as masculine, and that should be enough to keep them away from the teen girls. But she tries to understand the trans student's struggles.
They're obviously acting out because they obviously mentally or probably just have a lot of emotion. They have a lot of feeling going on, and they probably don't know how to handle what's going on and how they're being treated.
But the mom also says this is not an acceptable way to handle their feelings. Riverside Unified School District released a statement this afternoon that says that the trans student at the center of those fights will no longer attend Martin Luther King High School. But I talked to a couple of parents. I'm not sure that is enough to satisfy them.
This young lady that I'm about to show you now, she was brave enough to speak up. They didn't blow her out her face. She was at the school board, and at the end of her speech, she was actually cheered. And so I give kudos to her. She's a brave young individual.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and only ladies and gentlemen it is and shall always be. I am an 18-year-old high school student and wanted to take this time to bring to your attention the current issue with biological men claiming they are women and in turn truly believing that they are entitled to use women's spaces. There was an incident within our district that occurred recently regarding a transgender woman who really is a biological man having an altercation with a young woman at MLK High School. It was infuriating when I had seen the video on social media, but what was detrimental to this is the fact that this man is and has been using the women's restroom and locker room. Firstly, the question we must address is why are we affirming the mental confusion of this boy and putting the safety of women in jeopardy by allowing mentally confused men to use the women's spaces? Of course, any male who claims he is a woman will accept it, but what about the women? What about the true girls like myself who are female down to our DNA? Why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with this? The truth is, we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women. I will conclude with this. It all starts with you. You are in charge of the safety of us women and the kids of our parents. So please do something about it. Thank you.
She's the only one that's kind of really spoken up. I mean, she's doing a job what a parent should do. You think the parents would be more willing to speak up or speak out against that this type of behavior just to protect their children. And you can see the parents are scared. They are scared to even show their face on the camera because they feel like maybe some type of backlash will happen towards them or maybe towards their children. So you see, this has been an ongoing issue where one individual identified as a transgender female and he is allowed access to women's bathroom. Allegedly, this young man exposed himself, and you can see in the news report he was in a couple of fights with other females at the school. So frustration from the young ladies. Of course, they're frustrated because why would you want to see male parts when you're in the woman's space? Why would you want to see that? And it really doesn't matter how you identify, but if you have existing male parts, why would anybody want to subject themselves to that kind of behavior? So this individual, he might needs to do some counseling, and they've already said he was suspended. But the young lady, because of the mainstream media, they want you to stay silent about something that you feel like you should be speaking out. You're penalized for speaking out about these types of behavior. And as a matter of fact, if you are a woman, you're also even penalized more because how dare you speak out against individuals about how they feel. Their feelings are valid, and I guess now since you're a natural born woman, your feelings are not valid anymore. And I think that's a problem within our society right now. I think the problem in our society is we want to validate everyone else's feelings besides our own, and we need to take the brunt of people misbehaving towards you. And I'm used the word lightly, misbehaving, because I don't want this video get taken down again. So I use the word misbehaving. I'm trying not to cuss. So that's why I'm trying to choose my words lightly and to be conscious of my vocabulary. But really, if you really think about it, it's really insane of now that the agenda that the media is pushing, hey, the other individuals or trans individuals or LGBTQ individuals, their feelings are valid and their feelings are matter. And that is so much true. That is true. I could say their feelings matters and their feelings are valid. But what about people that's not in your community? Are their feelings valid? Or it's only valid when it agrees with you? it's only valid if it's in the agenda, you know? So if you're going against the agenda, your feelings are not valid. If you're just a heterosexual individual and you're not part of the LGBTQ community, does everyone get a say in the part what is imposed on them? Is it fair to say everyone's feelings are valid, or is because you feel some type of way only your feelings matter? That's what the question I need answered. Is just if it's just your feelings that matters, so what about me? You don't care about me. You want me to care about you, but you don't care about me? I'm kind of confused. Or to hell with your feelings. It's what I want. So those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Just to make the world a better place. Because we all got to live here. Put in the comment section, let me know what you think. I'm sending all my good to you. I'll talk to you soon.